Circumcision, it's not a comfortable topic to talk about. A lot of people think the Jews are crazy. When the baby's 8 days old, you take the little baby, cute little baby, you grab him by his, you know what, and chop it off.
Also, many people besides Jews circumcise their infants. Somewhere around 40% of males in the world are circumcised, and Jews are only about 0.2%. But go on, you're doing great.
People look at the Jews and they're like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys are nuts. Why are you chopping? People look at us as we're nuts.
Maybe they do, but probably not for that reason.
But I want to share with you powerful information. Through circumcision, we have a direct proof that there's no way a human being could have ever made up the Torah and made up these commandments. The circumcision is done on the 8th day. Did you ever ask why the 8th day? Why not day 9? Why not day 10? Why not when the baby's 1 year old? We know when a baby gets circumcision, the baby bleeds. And what stops the blood from the baby bleeding out? Something called prothrombin. It's a protein in blood plasma that prevents us from bleeding from death. So scientists have discovered that from day 0 to 8, the baby is very low on prothrombin. And the day the baby gets the highest level of prothrombin is on the 8th day. And on the 8th day, the baby hits 110% levels of prothrombin and eventually goes back to 100. Why the 8th day? Because that's the highest day in a baby's life where he has this blood clotting plasma in his body. Whoever wrote the Torah, what did he, have thousands of babies to test it on?
Absolutely he did. Circumcision was widely practiced in the ancient world, and it would not have taken very long to figure out that babies were bleeding less and surviving longer when circumcision was performed on the 8th day. Don't you think that if there were practitioners performing circumcisions on different days after birth, word would get around pretty quickly that one guy was having disaster after bloody disaster and another guy was having success after success?
How did he know the 8th day is the best day? You could have chose the 7th day. Again, I would play it safe. Choose day 9, 10, and 11.
Presumably, there was the desire to do the ritual at the earliest safe opportunity. This is the covenant required by God, after all, without which the child cannot be part of the community.
What, did they have studies where they're able to know that the 8th day is the highest level, 110% compared to every other day? That is divine information from the mitzvah, from the commandment of circumcision, that no way the human being could have wrote the Torah.
Doesn't seem that impressive to me. In ancient cultures, which of course did not have birth control, you're going to have a lot of births and a lot of infant mortality. You'd be able to figure out really quickly that certain days work better for circumcisions than others. I actually tend to think that the 8th day clause is a late insertion, though, both because the grammar is a bit weird, it's redundant with the following verse, and because we have a report from Joshua chapter 5 that the Israelites were not circumcising their infants or anyone else prior to that point, which suggests that this law was not known as we now have it. But in any case, circumcision was not only a Jewish practice, but was probably around for thousands of years prior to the biblical period, certainly long enough for people to figure out when and how it could be performed safely. So, your awesome proof is no proof.